Hi Ascension, I'm Abby Walter. I do communications and some donor care here at Mercy's Gate. I would love to show you what we do. Come on in. Coronavirus has certainly provided a new layer of uncertainty for all of us, and we have families coming to us who are already living in crisis, and maybe coronavirus added a new layer of uncertainty for them. We have families who are coming who've never been in crisis, but COVID is what made them tip over the edge. So us being able to hand them a bag of food and say, hey, you don't have to worry about what's going to be on the table for dinner tonight. You can think about how your resume might look tomorrow. You can think about next week, the kind of federal support you might look for. You can think about next year, whatever that looks like. Oftentimes families come in and they feel guilty or ashamed, or they just think, man, I shouldn't be here. I shouldn't have to come and ask for help. I should be able to take care of myself. And because of your guys' generous support, we can extend dignity to them. When they come in and they get to pick their own peanut butter or the brand of cereal that they like, that offers in such a small way hope to bridge that gap from crisis to maybe there's a different future for me. Maybe this is just a season and I'll be fine. We so appreciate all that Ascension does in just showing care for neighbors in need.
Hi, Ascension Lutheran. My name's Crystal Carr, and I'm the Director of Operations here at Family Promise of Colorado Springs. One of my favorite families is a mom, her 19-year-old son, and her 7-year-old daughter. And at a previous shelter, they were told that they would have to be separated, that the son would have to go to the adult men's side, and she would stay with the daughter. And this is really difficult because this is a family who's been through a lot together, and they really needed each other's support. And luckily we had the new Promise Family Shelter open, and we actually had an opening. And so they came in, and her son, he's going to college, he's working, he was doing everything he could to support the family. And then she was looking for work at that time. Daughter was in school, and they really worked hard and worked through our programs and with the case manager. And now mom is a manager at one of the Family Dollar stores in town. Her son is doing great, and he now has his own apartment, and mom and the daughter are doing well. And they just needed that time to get through this together. And that is a big piece of what we do, is keep families together. And so your donations are so important because we're unique in that our families stay together. Sometimes we have a grandparent with mom and dad and a kiddo. Like, families look different. They're not always the same. And so what we're able to do at Family Promise is to give space for families, whatever they look like.
I'd just like to take this time to say hello to everybody at Ascension Lutheran Church, and thank you again for all that you have done for all the families here at the center. The families and children have received so much from your generous support, such as the food backpacks and the school supplies, and we appreciate your continued support to these families and the children. During this pandemic, so many of our families have found themselves on the edge, struggling for so many things. So your support lessens the burden on these families. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Joe DESJARDIN, your stewardship liaison at Ascension. I believe that God has given us each the power to decide where our gifts of time and treasure should go. When you are asked to help, my suggestion is to just say yes. Now that we've had our first frost, I am reminded this is the time of year when we asked for your continued support. In this unsettling time of pandemic, with your help, we have kept the church going, sharing the word of grace each Sunday through our streaming worship, finding ways to feed people with dignity, and finding ways to nurture belonging through contacts, phone calls, and Zoom meetings. One of our key values is that we reach out to serve others in their time of need. And during this unprecedented time of pandemic, our needs have grown. Rather than having a scarcity mentality, we have an abundance mentality. With your already generous support, we are confident that we continue going beyond what we have been doing to help the community. So our stewardship campaign this year is a pandemic of plenty, food for local families. We are praying that you will support this goal to increase giving enough to cover additional overhead expenses and to add $10,000 to these projects you just heard about. In this time of need, join us in making a difference by becoming a pandemic of plenty. Thank you for listening.